everyone, and welcome back to the Let's Get Ready Network. I'm Adelia. I'm here with my buddy Brandi. We just watched another episode of Happy's Place, and we're here to talk about it. Brandi, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing pretty good. How about yourself?
It's a struggle.
I know. We're on the struggle bus today.
We're on the struggle bus today for sure. But we're here. We just watched Happy's Place. It was a great episode 6, entitled Happy's House. I thought we had a lot of really fun stuff in this episode.
Oh yeah, we did. Definitely. We got some bonding between Bobby and Isabella and Gabby and Steve and Emmett, which was
Steve and Emmett was unexpected.
It definitely was an unexpected moment. So we start off, Isabella walks in with a box and Bobby thinks it's a puppy. And she's like,
That was funny.
There's a rule about having puppies, but if it's a puppy, let me see it. And it wasn't a puppy. It was Isabella with some of Bobby's stuff that she stole from home to make her own little space on the desk at Happy's place, which she stole a mug that said first coffee, then chatting, then talking.
That's funny mug. If I drank coffee, I'd want a mug like that because it'd be necessary.
I'm not a coffee drinker either, but it was a funny mug.
Yeah. Then Isabella asks Bobby if she would take her to Happy's house again. Apparently, she's asked her this quite a bit. And Bobby says she'll take her there soon. And then Isabella leaves the office, and Bobby flips a coin and says, if it's heads, she'll take her. If it's tails, she won't. And she's talking to Happy as she's doing this, flips the coin. It obviously lands on heads because Bobby says 2 out of 3.
And not only did it land on heads once, it landed on heads like a dozen times.
Yeah, like 10 times in a row. She tells that to Emmett later when they're talking about that. But we have Gabby and Dakota. I almost said Takala because that's the actor's name. Dakota and Steve out in the bar. Isabella comes out there, and they start talking about what they're going to do on their day off. Steve is going to be at the bar working on the quarterly financials, I think is what he said. Gabby wants to do something fun, and I forget what she suggests exactly, but it ends with axe throwing.
Oh yeah. Like, I don't remember everything it was either, but yeah, go out and have fun. And then Steve's like, I can do axe throwing, and then it's like, Dakota was one that made a joke about him not having hands and feet.
Yeah.
So like that. And then he made a joke about John Milton, and nobody got it.
Yeah, nobody got the joke about John Milton, which he makes after Emmett says he's also going to be at the bar on their day off because there's a couple of burners that are giving him trouble on the stove and he has to replace them. And so he makes the joke about John Milton because Paradise is Lost, because this is just after he said that being at the bar by himself on their day off would be paradise to him because he wouldn't have to talk to anyone.
Yep.
It was funny. And then Bobby comes out there and Gabby asks her what she's doing this weekend or on the day off. And Bobby says she's going to take Isabella to Happy's house. And Gabby wants to come along and wants to be included because, Gabby, she, all of this. But Isabella says, you're going to take me to Happy's house? Oh my God, I love you. And Bobby responds back, I love you too, kid. And then Gabby goes, I love you too, both more than you love each other.
That sounds like a me and Justin thing where Justin says he loves me and I say I love you more. I always do that too. I always do it to everybody.
Yeah. Dakota asks Bobby if he wants her, if she wants him to come fix the jammed window at Happy's house, and says yes. This is how Dakota ends up over at Happy's house. I want to say Happy's place, but it's Happy's house later in the episode. And Gabby is like begging Bobby to like come
Let
along.
it go. Yeah.
Emmett is out there to bring some olives at one point, and I forget if he's still out there from bringing the olives or if he's come back out there for something else. And he tells Bobby, you know, she could help look for the penny. Bobby's like, don't ever bring that up again. And so that gets Gabby all interested in what
Because now she wants
Emmett's
to go look at
talking
a penny.
about.
Like, what is this? We need to find out. And then she says to Steve, "You need to find out about the penny because you're going to be here with Emmett." And he's like, "I have to talk to him." Like,
Yeah,
I was not planning on having a conversation with him at all.
yeah.
And she's like, "You're intimidated by him." And she's like, "He said, no, I'm not." And he comes out and he's like, "Woo!" Like, got
Then he
scared.
comes back out.
And it comes back out and he gets
Yeah.
nervous. I think that's when he came out, was when he came back out with the olives. That's when he
Yeah.
came back out with the olives.
And then Gabby asks Emmett about the penny. What is this penny? And Emmett breaks down and tells her this story about how Happy had this penny that was from like World War II, back when they were still making them
1943.
with copper,
Mhm.
before they started making them with steel. And it's a rare coin and it would be worth some money. And Gabby's making all these, and then Emmett leaves, and then Gabby's making these jokes about how a penny, what would it be worth? A nickel? And
Yeah.
Steve, meanwhile, has been looking this up on his laptop, and he's more like, no, more like $200,000.
And then she's like, "I'm gonna be rich." And he's like, "Bobby." And she's like, "Bobby and I are gonna be rich."
Yeah. So we cut after that, I think, to Bobby
Going
and
to
Isabella going to Happy's house. I
Mhm.
keep wanting to say Happy's place
Happy's
because I
place.
call everybody somebody's place. Um, and they get inside, and you can
Bobby's
tell
showing
that
her.
Bobby doesn't know how she's gonna feel about Isabella being there. And
Mhm.
then Isabella, you know, asks her, "Do you still consider it home?" And Bobby opens the door and walks inside and looks around and goes, "Yep, it's still home."
But before
And
that, before they went in, she told her about climbing out off the roof.
oh yeah,
"This is where I kiss boys, and that's the roof I jumped off of so I could come and kiss boys." So that's a little thing in it too. So
yeah,
before she goes into the house, they tell her.
yeah. And then Gabby takes Bobby's hands and says, "Our Father," to which Bobby responds, "Who art in
Walk in
heaven."
heaven. She thought they were gonna pray.
Yeah. Isabella's like, "No, no, 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 our Father." And then Dakota shows up to fix the window and says, "I'm sorry." And in comes Gabby, who is insistent that she look for this penny that Emmett could not stop talking to her about. And Bobby shows her to where Happy's penny collection is.
In the
And it looks
closet.
like at first it's just one like
Big
big
water
jug.
jug. Water
Yeah,
jug thing.
full of pennies. And Gabby
She's like,
asks,
"This
"How
is
many
gonna take
pennies?"
me." She's like, "This is gonna take me." uh, I don't remember how long. And then she's like, "Oh, haha, you think that?" She pulls open the closet and
Yeah.
there's more
Well,
jug.
yeah, well, she had asked, Bobby how many pennies she thought were in the jug, and Bobby said, "Oh, about 40,000," and that's when she's like, "This is gonna take me forever," and then Bobby goes, "You have no idea," and opens the rest of the closet to see the whole bottom of the closet is full of
It's
jugs
all full
of
of those
pennies.
jugs, yeah. And
And
little
then
things.
yeah, lots of pennies, lots of pennies, and, as Bobby goes to take Isabella on a tour of the house, play tour guide, um she tells Gabby that spiders like to be in that closet. So Gabby
Mhm.
says, "Oh, great. So I'm gonna have to go through all these pennies and get
And
spiders in my
spiders in
hair?
my
I
hair.
don't think so." And reaches into the closet and grabs a hat and puts it on. The hat's important later.
Mhm.
Um, then we cut back to the bar, I think, where Steve is doing the financials at the bar, and
Mhm.
Emmett comes in to get a drink, and Steve starts rambling on about how he's off by 11
11
cents.
cents. And Emmett's like, "I got 11 cents." Like, he's like, "No, no, I have to do this. I misplaced something somewhere. I'm going to get it."
I transcribed the numbers off a handwritten receipt as I did something.
Uh-huh.
Um, and so Emmett's like, "All right." And then as Emmett goes back into the
Kitchen.
kitchen, Steve just got this look on his face like, "Why did you say that?" Like, he knew.
Uh-huh.
It was not working. And then we go back to, Happy's house,
Mhm.
and this is where we go into Bobby's childhood bedroom. This part was
Which
funny.
which is a travel back in time to, like, when Bobby was, like, a little girl, and Isabella was like, was this how it was when you left?" She's like, "Oh,
Yeah,
no, no, we changed it back when, her daughter was little," 'cause Isabella was like, "You're about to lose some cool points," basically, like, 'cause it was all little kid stuff in the, little canopy bed and a little
yeah.
table with a little tea
Very
set in
pink.
it. Oh, very pink, with all a bunch of ribbons all over the walls for different
Yeah.
achievements she'd probably gotten throughout her life. And then a window, which
Yeah, and the window.
Isabella asks, "Is this the window you snuck out of to go kiss boys?" And she's like, "This is the one."
And then Isabella spots the tea set on the little table and chairs and says she
Mhm.
always wanted one of those when she was a little girl, but her mom wouldn't get her one because her mom said boiling water is not a toy.
Holy water is not a toy, which it isn't,
It
but
isn't. That's very true. But, like, pretend tea, you can't have pretend tea as a little
we put
girl?
we put water in it. That's what we did.
Yeah. We
Our
didn't
tea
put
set.
boiling water in it, we just water,
Well,
juice,
iced
something.
tea iced tea,
Yeah, yeah.
lemonade, Kool-Aid that we would make from, our Kool-Aids. The the Kool-Aid we would make in the jug. Oh,
Oh, yeah.
lots of sugar.
Um, oh, yeah, lots of sugar.
Uh-huh.
Um, so, Isabella's telling Bobby this, and Bobby tells her the story about how, um, Happy, uh,
Got the tea set.
knew she wanted that tea set, went to the store Bobby had seen it in, it wasn't there anymore, so he drove 100 miles to, I think she said, Johnson City, to go to
Mhm.
a different store to get it for her, and Isabella, thought that was a great story, but then she has questions, because the tour's concluded. First question was, "What was Happy's favorite color?" And Bobby says he always said plaid.
Mhm.
Then she asked where Happy was born, and I forget where she said, but she said he grew up with Dolly Parton before the boobs.
Was it Long something, Tennessee? Something like, I don't know, something with that.
Locust?
Yeah, maybe. It was
Locust
something with the L.
it
Something
was
with the
2
L.
words. Yeah. I
Locust
don't
City
remember if it
or something
Locust
city. I don't know. It was
something.
something with the L.
Yeah,
I'll look
something. So she where Happy apparently grew up with Dolly Parton before the boobs,
Mhm,
which I thought was an interesting line to have in this.
mhm.
And then Isabella asks, "Why did Happy never recognize her?"
Mhm,
And, Bobby doesn't have an answer for her. And Isabella says, "It's okay. She's grown used to not having an answer to that question,
and
and
Bobby will
Bobby
too.
will too."
Mhm.
And then she gets up and says she's gonna do what her older sister did and go out the window to kiss some boys.
Bobby's like, "Don't go on the roof." Of course, can't stop her. She went
Can't
out
stop
there
her.
out the window, and then Bobby goes downstairs.
Well, before Bobby goes downstairs, she talks to Happy again, and she says, "Why didn't you ever recognize her? You
Mhm.
know, you did all this for me. Why couldn't you
Yeah.
recognize her too?" And then she goes downstairs, and, we cut back to Emmett and Steve at this point, I think,
Mhm. Mhm.
who Emmett brings out a steak dinner for them to have because he got the stove
Burner.
fixed,
Get the burner
and,
fixed with a rubber
he
mallet.
with a rubber mallet. He said, "Never underestimate the power of a rubber mallet." And, they're eating, and, Emmett says he really wishes they had a TV in there for days
Mhm.
like this because he wanted to see the interview that was gonna be on TV with
Uh,
Josh Heupel, the
mhm.
coach of the Tennessee Volunteers, and Steve's acting like he doesn't know.
Like, kinda like a blank stare on his
Yeah,
face.
yeah. And so Emmett's getting more and more descriptive about who Josh Whipple is. And then Steve busts out with the fact about the guy who beat him for the Heisman, but Whipple won the BCS
BCB.
championship.
Yeah, BCS. I said BCB.
And Emmett is just, you can tell, shocked that Steve knows this. And this sets them on to good conversation.
Which is shocking that Steve knows anything about football, which I laughed because when we were doing this, I was like, I got a perfect shirt I could wear. So I'm wearing an Auburn shirt. Justin's favorite, which I did orange because the Tennessee Volunteers are also an orange, but not this, but it's an orange color.
Yeah.
So close enough, but Auburn.
Close enough.
I know a college football a little bit. Thanks to Justin.
I know a little bit about college football, but I don't have any college merch to wear.
This was the closest thing too. I think I have a volunteer shirt actually because my sister's from it lives in Tennessee, but I don't know where it is. This was right on top, so I was like, I can wear this one. But I do have a volunteer shirt somewhere in here. Just don't know where. I put it.
So we go back to the house where Gabby is searching through all these pennies, and she doesn't know what could possibly be different about any of them
because they all look the same.
Because they all look the same, and Dakota says something like it's the D.
No, he said it's the year. The year's
the
different.
The year. Like, there's also the D and the P for which mint they were printed in.
Yeah.
So,
but he said the year, and I'm laughing because she was just looking at the pictures. She wasn't looking at the year.
Looking at the pictures. Yeah.
She wasn't looking at the year it was. So she's like, oh. Like they all look the same, and the pile's like huge that she looked through, and she's like gives up basically because she starts, and she's like, oh. She didn't want to do it no more.
Them all again. Yeah.
She didn't want to do no more.
Dakota goes outside and asks Bobby if she's sitting out there with her dad, and she says, no, just by myself. And they have a wonderful conversation about how Dakota's people believe there's a spirit road in the sky, and your ancestors don't get on that road until things are fixed on Earth. And if something's broken, it will be fixed. And Bobby, he goes back in the house, and Bobby starts talking to Happy again, and then Isabella falls off the roof. But she pops right up and says she's fine.
With a piece of thing stuck out of her hair.
Yeah, a piece of grass stuck out in her hair. And
she's like, get in the house before the neighbors see.
Get in the house before the neighbors see. They go inside, and Gabby goes on about the penny, and that's when we find out that it's a story that Happy used to tell Bobby when she was a kid, and he wanted some peace, usually to watch some football, about this rare penny. It actually isn't a rare penny, and it was just to give Bobby some peace with Isabella at the house and keep Gabby occupied. And Gabby just does not happy about this at all. And then Isabella spots the hat. And the hat's what's really important here.
Like, where'd you get that hat?
Yeah, she comes and she tears it off Gabby's head, and she's staring at it, and she says, this is a hat for my college graduation.
And
I missed what she said. Yeah, in 2022. I missed the name of the college that she said. And it proves that Happy was at Isabella's college graduation.
He was there with her. So now he got a little bit of closure that he was around, just she just didn't know that he was there.
Yeah.
Which we all don't know why. We still don't know why he wasn't, he wasn't.
I would be surprised if we ever find out why at this point.
Yeah. There may be a letter or something. Who knows?
Maybe, but you'd think the lawyer would have had it. I don't know. I just don't think we're going to find out. And I actually think it's better if we don't find out.
Yeah.
From them being able
piecing little things together, it might be kind of.
Yeah. Yeah.
I like this show. I like how they're doing little bits and pieces of
here and
there we get.
and Isabella suddenly doesn't care about the tea set, and she's happy because her college graduation was way more than 100 miles
100 miles.
away. And then she hugs Bobby, and Bobby gets Gabby into the hug, and then she looks over at Dakota, and Dakota says, "Things are fixed."
It's fixed. That was a sweet moment.
Yeah. I liked all the stuff we saw at Happy's house.
I did too. It was a really good episode. Then we get back to the bar.
Yeah, back to the bar for the very end of the episode. Steve and Emmett are in a deep discussion about the Volunteers football team. And Bobby and Isabella come into the bar, and they've got a great story. And Emmett's like, "Oh yeah, think you can top ours?" And Isabella says, "Happy was at my college graduation," and Emmett counters back with, "Steve likes football."
Bobby's like, "What?"
Yeah, it was great. It was a perfect bumper at the end of the episode.
I like it. I love the whole ensemble. I'm enjoying this now that we're getting the groove. Like I said, we started getting the groove last week more, and now everybody interacting in different ways and just getting this. Now we see Steve likes football. Now he has a little bit in common with Emmett, and now he doesn't have to feel scared talking to Emmett anymore because he now has something in common with them. And then Dakota is like in everybody. Emmett has a lot of things to say, but Dakota has that good vibe to make people feel better also, you know. And I like that too. He's the handyman with some wisdom. Emmett is the cook with some wisdom, but some toughness with that. We got the girls, you know, and they're all different ways. We're getting that vibe of who they are and what, you know, their part is in this show, and I really like it. I love the collab of this cast. It's very right up there for me.
I like the ensemble a lot too. I think they're all doing a fantastic job. I like the way that each character is different, but they all still share some similar traits. And yeah, just great. Another great episode. I really enjoy this show.
I really enjoy the show too. And if you enjoy the show, leave some comments for us. I need other fans. Let me know if you're fans of the show too. I like interacting with people that have similar interests to us. So if you like the show, if you're watching, say hi. Like, you don't have to a big long thing. Just be like, "Hey, I love the show," or "These girls are doing a good job with this." Like, thumbs it up.
Yeah. Appreciate everyone watching as always. Like Brandi said, leave us a thumbs up, leave us a comment. If you're interested in supporting the channel, you can subscribe to the channel. That would really help us out as we get closer, so close to 1,000 subscribers on this channel. And if you are interested in helping support the network a little bit more, you can buy us a coffee over on our Ko-Fi page, ko-fi.com/LGR_network. $3 a month gets you into our Discord, where you can talk with us about things like Happy's Place, and we do movie and TV news in there, music news, all kinds of different channels in there. So check that out if you're so interested. And Brandi, where can people find you?
You can find me here on this network with Adelia doing we do the Happy's Place, and now we're starting a little Christmas shit movies that we're going to be watching, which is fun because I like cheesy Christmas movies. And I do couples therapy with my fiance, Justin. We're going to be filming it. We watched Gremlins, and so we're going to leave a review on Gremlins because it was Justin's pick. So, I mean, I grew up with Gremlins, so I forgot how cheesy it was. But it's fun. And another thing I was thinking of, Adelia, if people leave comments, and we do this every week, if we can bring up maybe a comment and comment on that comment while we're doing filming, so that would be
absolutely
get some more interaction with everybody. Yeah,
leave us a comment. We do try to reply to the comments on this channel, so yeah, we can definitely do that. You can find me on this channel Thursdays doing the Rewatchers Council with Snark and sometimes Ferris. It's our Buffy the Vampire Slayer rewatch series. We're up to season 3, episode 8, I want to say, of Buffy this week. I know it'll be Thanksgiving. It'll be pre-taped. We're usually live at 3 p.m. Pacific on Thursdays. And then over on the Highlights channel, me and Snark do Starting 11, which is our English Premier League recap show. That'll be back this coming Tuesday, 3 p.m. or 5 p.m. Pacific. That out. There's links to both channels in the description of this episode, so you can subscribe if you're so inclined. We would really appreciate it as we continue to grow things here at LGRN. And we will be back next week with another Happy's Place review. Until then, we are out of here.